Hey, V.
Hello.
V had a little bit of technical difficulty, and we weren't sure if she was going to make it.
I made it.
You
I
made
asked
it.
pause
That's
for help.
great. We're happy to have you, V.
Thank you.
Yay.
Cool.
Um. Okay. So for people that are going ahead and just joining us, we are talking about today assemblies and assembly orders and how to go ahead and do that. So it's going to be a relatively short stream today. Hopefully, we'll get it in about an hour or so. We are then, remember, if you joined us on Tuesday, we kind of went through the schedule and uh, made sure that people, well, so talking about that, we won't be back after this stream until I think, what is it, the 17th? Or not the 17th, I'm sorry. I think the 18th, Tuesday the 18th, where we'll be going ahead and starting to talk about the other companies that are in as in the companies in the umbrella companies that we're going to be going ahead and working on. Yeah, that would be the 18th. Sorry, I was looking at my calendar to make sure I knew which day it was. But so today, then, we'll go ahead and we will talk about assembly orders and how to go ahead and get them sorted and set up and all nice and nifty. Um, for those of us who, or those of you who may not know what assembly orders are, assembly orders are a group of products that you have together that you are selling as part of a package or some other type of item that needs to be assembled. In our particular case, there's a different thing for that with manufacturing, but for our purposes and for the Plays the Thing company, we are basically have these as packages that we're going to go ahead and sell from the company that are a group of products, so that we can go ahead and have like little deals or things like that. So to set up assembly orders, there's a couple of different things that we need to do to start with. Number one, there's a setup table that we've got to take care of. And I bet we're going to have to go back to our number series and once again and get more.
Again.
Huh?
Again.
Again.
It's like
Always.
we're never done with them.
No. Because every aspect of the system has a number series
But I
somewhere.
don't wanna. Oh, I got a scare today. I got a very big scare today.
What? What happened?
Well, we're working on the second edition of Your First 20 Hours.
Yes.
And I am nearly done. I am very, very, very close to be done with changing all the screenshots in the book. I'm like 7 pages away from the end of the book.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, the new V24 update was dropped.
Yep.
And there's a new button.
Yeah, there's a new button.
The co-pilot button.
Yeah. I would show it, but I don't have.
Don't. It gave me a brain aneurysm today.
Because yeah,
And
you thought
I'm like, I'm not gonna add them. I'm not gonna add them.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no problem with that. But there is, yeah, just for people that don't know, is this for 24 or 24.1? I don't know what dropped on our system, in our internal system today.
Well, I think it's 24.
Just 24? Huh.
I'm not sure. Really, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, And I don't remember seeing it. I've worked with a couple of versions of 24 yet, and I don't remember seeing it. But then again, I was probably in a custom database somewhere, and it may not have been on there. But
It
yeah,
was.
basically, with 24, Microsoft is integrating Copilot with a lot of the different screens and things like that, so that you can get a little bit more information, or use the chat. I think they use the GPT version 4 to go ahead and kind of get a little bit more information. That might be a good thing to go ahead and do. Co-pilots everywhere, sure. But that might actually be, since Jeremy's kind of hiding out in the background. Um, that might not be a bad idea to go ahead and do as a kind of a quick session sometime. When we come back, let's see how
Yeah.
it getting there, see how it works and stuff like that. But so we'll put that maybe on the docket just to go ahead
I'll
and
pin
see
it. I'll
the
pin it.
huh
I'll pin it.
pin it. Yes, because that might be a nice little thing to go ahead and chat about. So cool. All right, back to the topic at hand. Before since
Squirrel.
he had almost had an aneurysm about that. Yeah, I would have panicked too. I would have been like, oh my god, I have to do all these screenshots all
I've
over.
been working on this for months now. I thought it would be like a couple of weeks kind of thing. It's not. It's
Yeah,
not. It's
no, there's a
not.
lot of stuff there. But anyway, let's go ahead and go into assembly setup. Assembly. Come on, there we go. Um, okay, so here's some options here that we need to go ahead and take a look at. Component dimensions. You can go ahead and do it several ways, but since we're mainly going ahead and using items and things like that, we'll go ahead and try to copy those dimensions from before.
What is an assembly?
Well, I just said what an assembly was.
I just got that question. What
I
is
know,
an assembly
but
before
I
how
think
an assembly?
that was coming from the esteemed boss that didn't have the first 5 seconds of the session.
Your client asked the question.
Okay,
The
fine. I'll go over
client
it
is
again
always
just for
right.
his benefit. An assembly is a group of products that you're putting together to wrap up as one item. So in our case, how we're going to go ahead and use this is that we're going to go ahead and use these as separate, like treat bags or toy bags that we're going to go ahead and kind of give as a package when we're selling them. There's other assemblies too that are more in line with manufacturing, but we're not going to go into that right now. It's just going to be kind of a package of items that we currently have in the system. But anyway, default location, we can go ahead and set that since this is our main location here for this.
Mhm.
And like I said, we've got to go through the number series again to go ahead and put in order numbers. So I'm going to just do assembly orders. Order. Okay, so we have assembly orders, and we will have a starting number of. We can give it a starting date of the first assembly O. So AO, and then we'll go one,
Zeros.
and
So
then
many zeros.
there we go. We will also need. Oops, should redo that as default numbers too. So if you show details, let's go ahead and make default numbers. There we go. Like other documents in the system, there are quote numbers. There are quote numbers in the system. There are blanket orders as well that you can go ahead and do. We're not going to get into those today. They are very, very similar though to uh, the sales quotes and the purchase quotes, and same thing with the blanket orders too. So but yes, we would need to add those there if we were going to go ahead and use it. So we also have the posted assembly orders. So we're going to go assembly order. Oh, that's so assembly orders, order, posted, assembly orders. So we'll go ahead and do this. We will have our starting number as posted assemblies, and 5, and once again, awesome. And then we'll make that as a default one as well. If there are if we're using warehousing, which we're not, we can go ahead and do this called the inventory movements in the warehouse to go ahead and make sure that things are getting to the right specs, so when making sure that we're doing the inventory picks properly, and any of the other warehouse items that are required. But since we're not using warehousing in this company, we're not going to go ahead and turn that on. We will leave it off. So we have our assembly set up, hopefully done. So let's go ahead and create a new item. I guess I could have just gone here and click that. And we will create a new item for for this assembly. And there's 2 different types of assemblies that we can go ahead and create. But I think that we should make what do you think, V? Should we call it like a doggy treat bag, maybe?
Sure.
Treat
bags. So we're not racist.
Well, I think we're going to do one for cats too. So maybe we'll do a cat toy bag, and we'll do a doggy treat bag.
I'm anti-cat, but sure.
Yeah, I know you're anti-cat. So this will be in each. This is type of inventory. We have the item category code, which we'll set to dogs. We don't have to really worry about inventory and shelf numbers. That's fine. We have to go ahead and we have to make sure that we've got our product posting groups and our inventory posting groups. The replenishment system will be assembly. And here's our assembly stuff. We have assemble to stock and assemble to order. The difference between the two is that when you're going ahead and generating, once we get to the actual assembly and when we're generating that, are we going to go ahead and do these like up in advance and assemble them to stock so that they're available? Or are we only going to go ahead and do assemble to order, meaning that once we have them on a sales order, that's when they go ahead and get generated? So there's your difference between the main difference between the two. Or is this going, we're going to go assemble these and go put them into stock right away, and then we're going to sell them from stock? Or are we not going to, since we don't know how many we're going to go ahead and need, we're only going to go ahead and assemble them when we have that actual order come through. So we're going to go ahead and do one of each. We'll go ahead and do one for the doggy treat bags, and we'll do that as assemble to stock. And we'll then, when we do the cat toys, we'll do that as assemble to order, so we can see what happens when we do the difference. Okay, so the assembly bomb is what items are going to be a part of this particular thing. So if we go ahead and do this is our doggy treat bag. If I click new, I can say, well, wait a minute, I have an item, and now we can go ahead and find out. See, look, that item's already showing up there. But we have our chewy treat. We have a chewy dog bone, so we will add that. And the quantity per is how many of this item goes into one of the one of the doggy treat bag item. So we're going to go ahead and give them, say, two of the chewy dog bones. And if we do this one,
one bag of food and a squeaky toy.
Sure. Let's see. What else? Let's see here. Maybe. Oh, we could do a doggy water bottle.
True.
Sure, we can do one of those. And let's go ahead and do, that's cat stuff. Oh, maybe some dental chew sticks.
Sure.
That would be That would be good.
That's a good deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got some nice little cool little things that we can do with this too. Those are $9.99. So we'll go ahead and just give them one package of that, and let's give them one something else. They've got a couple of bones. They've got a water bottle. Maybe you're right. I think we need a toy of some sort here too, don't we?
Of course. Squeaky toy.
Do we have a squeaky toy?
We had
squeaky rubber ball.
Yes.
There we go.
It's every dog's owner's nightmare.
Hey. Yep. But let's give them 2 of this because those are really cheap and we got a nice big profit margin on those. Just whatever. But here, once we have this, we can go ahead and do things like, we can go ahead and say, hey, we can calculate the standard cost. I don't think we can do all of them at once. Will it let me do that? Nah, I don't think so. But over here now, you can see, hey, here's the standard cost for the item. Yep. And then if we go ahead and we can say, hey, calculate the unit price. We don't really need to select them all, and then that'll give us the unit priced. Here's the cost. In general, the way that we've gone ahead and doing our pricing, we should sell this for about $44.94, give or take. So now we have an assembly BOM with that. So now that we have all that, we know what's going on and which items are part of that deal. So we don't have any reordering policy because we're assembling them ourselves. I think that's it. I think that's all that we need here on our item card to go ahead and do that. So let's back out. Let's create a new item, and then this one will be our cat toy treat bags. Cat toy treat bag. There we go. Once again, base item unit of measure. It's in each. Item category code. This time it will be for cats. And then we need to make sure that we have our general journal posting group and we've got our inventory set up. Replenishment system is, once again, this is an assembly. This is now an assemble to order. And let's go ahead and once again choose our items that are going to be a part of this. So let's see. What do we got? Say cat. Let's see.
A cat treat bag. You need a treat bag. Hey, what happened? Why do we have...
Well, we have the treat bag already. This is the item that we're going ahead and creating.
No. Oh, you have an error. What's the error?
Well, let's see what our error is. Oops. I keep doing that. Here it is. So it's basically saying, hey, wait a minute. Quantity per must have a value. So what happened here is I clicked down to create a new item instead of going ahead and saying, well, wait a minute. We needed to go ahead and put in an actual quantity there to do. But it still wants me to go ahead and refresh here. All right. So now we have quantity 2, and now the error has gone away. So now we have cat. We got the mice toy. Let's see. What else here? Catnip spray. Yeah.
That got you excited?
Huh? I don't know. I just the other day I was cleaning out one of my drawers because one of our cats' catnip little bags kind of exploded in my drawer, so I was trying to get it out, get it all out, and both of the cats were just trying to get into the drawer to figure out what that wonderful smell was. But anyway, so catnip spray. Let's see if there's some cat treats or something.
There should be something.
I thought so. Jingle ball. Yeah, we got to give them a couple of these. I like that.
You're a cat person, aren't you?
I am. I mean, I love my dog, but I like one of the reasons why I like cats is the fact that even though they're a pain in the neck a lot of the time, they're also one of those things that I don't have to go take out on a walk all the time or anything
So
else.
you like cats because
They're self-sufficient a little bit
uh-huh.
more. But that's just me. I could have sworn we had some cat like treats. Treat. Cat toy treat bag is the what we're doing. Huh. Yeah, I don't really see any. Nope. I don't know. Food bowls, pet food storage containers. Yeah, we don't really have any like cat treats or food or anything else. Oh well. Let's find one other thing. Let's go. Let's give them one other thing here, though. Yeah, let's give them also a reflective cat collar. That'll work. Okay. So once again, we can go ahead and do our calculate costs if we wanted to. Calculate the unit price. Of that. So there we are. Okay, so I think that's everything. Yeah, purchase unit of measure is just each because that's there. Cool. All right. So now that we actually have these two items set up and things and like that, we can go ahead and we can go to assemblies, assembly orders, and we can go and say new, and we're going to go ahead and do our assemble to stock. So we're going to need to select our item number. This is our doggy treat bag. And how many of these are we going to do? Let's go ahead and just do 10, just so that we have some in inventory and we are ready to go ahead and go with it. Yes, before work date of the assembly lines. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to ignore dates for right now. So interestingly enough, these ones that we went ahead and we have in, looks like we have in stock, might be already have in stock, which is nice. So the nice thing is about this is that if we didn't have these in stock, we would have this, the availability warning would show up and it would say, well, wait a minute. Yeah, you may not have enough of these in the system in order to go ahead and produce that many. And notice when we had up here, when I typed quantity 10, it said quantity to assemble 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gave me the correct numbers of how many for each of these items, how many we actually needed to have. So that's a pretty good thing. We can then go ahead and go, okay, well, here's our actions. We can go ahead and say our, where was that? I saw that earlier, and it would be nice to have related. Maybe not. Maybe I'm looking for there. I thought they were up at the top or something we had prepared. Update unit cost. There it is. And that'll go ahead and generate down here. I'll take these unit costs that we have and generate the unit cost down there at the bottom. If I wanted to, and I don't think I've actually talked about this, but if I wanted to do this manually, just as an example, BC does allow you to go ahead and do something like that. And it will calculate it out for you. So $4.99 plus, oops, sorry, I'm in the wrong field. Oops. But yeah, so you can go ahead and do regular addition and, expressions in there to go ahead and do to go ahead and just do calculations too, if people didn't know.
No.
So there we go. But let's go ahead and update that. So that's what it's looking. We can refresh availability if we had just had a purchase order or something like that. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm thinking that 20, that 10 isn't going to be enough. So let's do 20. The quantity on inventory is not sufficient to change cover the net change? Are you sure you want to record the quantity? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it looks like we can only assemble 13 of them now, but we still have 20. So let's say yes. And it looks like the squeaky rubber balls, we don't have enough to go ahead and do that with. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this then. Let's go ahead and create a purchase order for this particular item so that we can go ahead and get it. So we can go ahead and do that. Oops, not there. So that we can go ahead and just make sure that we have enough in stock. So let's go manage. No, functions. Can you do that from here? Nah, unfortunately not. I was in some cases you can go ahead and do. It'll actually bring you to the create a purchase requisition. Not purchase requisition, a purchase order for that item so that you can go ahead and get it. But this is I10003. So let's back out. Let's go ahead and do a purchase order. And let's create a new purchase order for that item. Let's go with these guys. This is our feather for outfitters, and then that's our invoice number. And here is, let's go ahead and create the item. We need this. Oops, wrong copy paste. And that was that the reflective cat collar? No. Now I forgot it already. Let's go back to the assembly. Assembly order. Oh, yeah, because this is the dogs, not the cat stuff. Okay, so it's the 1003. Purchase orders. Here's our purchase order. There we go. And we need to make sure that this is going to our correct warehouse or our correct location. Let's go ahead and order, say 50 of them. And direct unit cost, including tax. That looks good. Cool. Let's request. And then we can post this. Oopsie, not print. I wanted to post. Oh, yeah. There we go. Home. We're going to receive these and invoice it. And here's our posted documents. So now that we've received these into stock, assembly orders. There's our assembly order. It's still going to, it's already calculated that we now have enough of these to go ahead and go through. Wonderful. Yay. So all we need to do is post this now. And that will go to our posted order. And we can see there that it's been posted, and we made a quantity of 20. And if we go then to our items, you'll see that now we have quantity on hand of 20, and that the rest of the stock went down as needed. Okay, so that was one. This was assembled to stock. Let's do the next one of the cat toy treat bags, and let's go ahead and do this one as an assemble to order. Instead of this time going to the assemblies in order to go ahead and do this, what we can do is we can go ahead and we can actually create a sales order instead. Okay, so let's create a new sales order. And the customer is Paul Anderson is going to go ahead and order this from us. And there's our item. And here is our cat toy treat bag. Location. And let's see, he's a cat guy too. So he's got 6 cats that he's going to go ahead and buy these for. Oh, Quantity on inventory is not sufficient to cover the change. You still want to record? Yeah, this is odd. Why?
Yeah, no one's supposed to have 6 cats.
Yeah, well, maybe not. But since we don't have this in stock, this particular assembly, it's going ahead and it's letting us know that, the available to assemble, we don't have any, but this is an assemble to order. But it's probably also saying, well, wait a minute, we don't have any of these coming in. We have only 12 of those. We need, current quantity is 12, 6, 12, and 6, but we don't have that inventory in order to go ahead and do this. So we can able to assemble 6 of them for those, but nothing here. So what we will need to do is we can go ahead. I even can see substitutions available if we had those substitutions. So we can say yes for right now. But we know that we don't have enough of these to go ahead and do it. Look here, though, is that it said, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, sorry. Nope, that's right. So what we can do here. Yep. So here's our assemble to order lines that we kind of see in the other screen. We say, here's our availability warning. We have enough stock for these up here, but we need more cat jingle bell balls, and we need more of the reflective cat collars. So what we can do, can we do it from here? I could have sworn there was a way to, that's availability. There. Like I said, I could have sworn that there was no, I guess not. To create the purchase order from one of these screens, but I might be thinking of a custom too. So, all right, so we have 1156 and 1027. Remind me of those, V, because I'm going to forget them.
1156 and 1027.
1027, yes. So let's go ahead and check to see. While we can do that here in a second. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go to our inventory. Our items. And if I search for 1156, how many do we have? We have no quantities on hand. And what was it? 1027?
Yes.
Reflector cup. Okay, so we only have one of those. So we need to go ahead and get an order for these ASAP. So as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go to actions. Can I put these on? Let's see. Can I put these on the requisition worksheet this way? Nope. It was an idea. Let's go to our purchase order. And your purchase order. We're going to order them from our vendor. No, not birds from a feather. We need a cat place, right? Yeah, let's go with positive buys. I like that. So here we go. Vendor order PV, vendor order invoice. And we need items. 6 and 1027. Yep. Cool. So location code, we need to make sure that it's going to the right place. Otherwise, it's not going to get in there. Let's go ahead and do like 30 of these, and we will do 10 of these because those are not big sellers. Okay. Let's go. Let's go 487. 489. That works. Okay, so let's request approval. Send the approval request. Oh, no, it's because I clicked it too many times. Receive an invoice. Nah, we don't need to see the document. But now we can go back to here. And now let's see what it says. Is it allowing it? Does it now see that we have, yep, all of the availability is there. So if we post this and ship an invoice, all of that there, you might not have caught it, but it did create a assembly order for us and posted it. So now if we go back to our posted assembly orders, notice we have two. We have one here for the cat toy treat bag, and if we open it, this is an assembled order, and if we click on the yes, it's going to go ahead and pull up the posted sales shipment that we had for this particular the client for the customer, so that we know that they went out and they got it. And then here's our assembly. So there you go. That's how you can go ahead and kind of go ahead and get these assemblies. Now, one of the other things that is kind of interesting that I've seen, well, and Jeremy has seen before too, is that if we have a sales order for either of these, so let's go ahead and create another one. Well, at least a sales order for here. Let's give this guy. Let's go ahead and do an item, and if we select that cat toy treat bag, we can go ahead and do, if we're saying we just want one of these, yep, we know. There is an option here. Where are you? There's the assembled order lines, a roll up price. No, that's not what I was looking for. There is a way that we can go ahead and actually expand that. There it is. It's called explode the bomb. Funny. Oh, but we can't have a quantity in there just yet. There it goes. So if we go ahead and do our functions and explode bomb, this is basically saying, hey, where are you trying to get the dimensions from? You can actually expand that to actually pull that information from the item card. Kind of like pull this out from the item card so that you have the individual items rather than going ahead and doing the entire cat toy tree bag. I have seen it where people would rather see this information rather than as the pack, rather than the actual just like wrapped up assembly item. So that was odd. I was actively using the system. I don't know why it just decided to do that. Okay, BC
does not want to cooperate today.
Yeah, evidently not. But yeah, so but going back here, if I go ahead and I delete these out again, I realized that I probably went through that one error message as a little quick. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this cat toy tree bag. Here's our things. Here's our things. I put in a quantity, but when I tried to do ahead and go and explode the bomb, here's the error message that we were getting: is the reserve quantity must be zero in order to go ahead and actually do that function. The reason for that is that since it figures that you're going to be going ahead and adding extra quantities or changing the quantities in the sales order lines itself, that's going to be a little different than possibly what the actual quantity is going to be up here. So, but yeah, okay. I think that's pretty much a good little kind of overview on how you can use assembly orders and assembly bombs. So I think that's pretty. I don't know if I have anything else to go ahead and go along with this, unless our esteemed client has other questions or anything else.
Do you, esteemed? Nah.
Nah. Yeah, I knew that this would be a kind of.
I missed a message he sent.
Oh.
When we were doing the last thing with the assembly, the explode bomb.
Uh-huh.
He wrote, "Never watched this episode in an airport."
Airport. Yeah, that's true. That's probably not be a good thing. But yeah. So I mean, just was a kind of like an easy little, you know, uh, explanation slash show and tell on how to go ahead and create basic assemblies, and using those assembly orders to go ahead and kind of go through making packages of certain items and putting them together for you, for your customers or clients or what have you. So sorry that it was just kind of a shorter one today, guys, but like I said, we will be off for the next upcoming weeks. I have a short week next for holidays and stuff like that next week.
Slovenia, baby.
And Slovenia, yes. Then after that, we will be doing some. We will definitely be going ahead and doing some classes and things like that coming up. And then I will be out at Tech Days with Jeremy. Hopefully, guys come and see us the following week. So that is what is that, week 24?
24 is Tech Days, yes.
Yep, 24. Cool. But we will be running classes along those times as well. So that please go ahead and feel free. Take a look at the website, see if there's anything that interests you. We're going to be doing one on Docker. Huh?
At sparebrain.com.
Yep, sparebrain.com. But yeah, I'm going to be doing one on Docker to go ahead and kind of go through those items, and so we can go through those items, kind of like showing you how to set up Docker, and showing what the best way is to go ahead and do some scripts, getting things set up, how to go ahead and kind of like download your first for the first the Business Central image and container, so that you can go ahead and get up and running. So hopefully I got some good stuff for everybody if they want to come and join us. So anyway, okay. If there's nothing else, please, I mean, if people have questions, here's the time. If you want to go ahead and talk about anything, we're
no one wants to talk to us.
Huh? Nobody wants to talk to us. It's just Jeremy going ahead and but all right, guys.
See you.
Going once, going twice. All right. Watching on 20 tabs. There you go, man. All right. Well, then we will come back and see you in a couple of weeks. Well, 3-4 weeks, back in the mid June, so that we can go ahead and we will continue on with our ABC demo companies.
ABC demo.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.